Get the old GoPro on. Just because. Welcome in to Gone Fishing with Stacy. We're going to try for some catfish today. Let's see if they're going to bite. I don't know if I'll get pushed or not. A new channel don't always get pushed. I'm not sure how many people were out on the daytime. Hey, 351. Hey, Mr. Rogers. I was wondering if I was going to get pushed or not. We're out the old crappie slash catfish slash everything spot. Oh, it's around 5-6 foot right here. Shallow all everywhere else. We're gonna. What's up, 351? Mr. Rogers. Now I've got some small flatheads here, but not very many. And none this year. We're gonna get the baits out. We do still have some shad from last night. I might throw for some crappie too. Let's get my bait ready. You really never know what you're gonna catch in this spot. We got some nice shad there. Turn my other camera on. Always good to have it on. I didn't want to do that. Oh well, that's useless. I forgot the SD card. Oh, let's see if I did forget it or not. Possibility. Appreciate you guys stopping by. We'll check this. I might have. I did forget the SD card. Gosh, I wish I had enough money to buy another one. Well, either way, there's no guarantees in catching anything here. But I do have some good bait. Nice piece of shad. Nice little piece of shad there. We got a 3/0 hook. We got a 5/0 hook, I think. So I think we'll throw it up in this area and then across the river there. Is a little slick right here. Got Kentucky rigs. This is a little 3/0 hook here. Could be bent from last night. There's one. We'll get both of them out at the same time because sometimes you don't get a chance to throw the other bait out. A little bigger piece on this one. And maybe about the same size. Got a little bit more blood in it. Yeah, that's a pretty good spot. There could be some crappies over here again. I'm hoping. Sometimes they're on fire here, but sometimes they are not. Quite more often than not. It's a place you gotta figure them out sometimes. Sometimes they're on the structure and sometimes they're not either, so. All right, let's get these baits out. So it's fairly deep out in this area over here. I prefer to throw to the structure, but we will try. Since it's still shaded over here, we'll throw over in that area. And that's pretty. The water is up today, though. I did notice the water is up a little bit. Noticed it was going up last night. It did rain all day. Somebody's been down here. Looks like a little crappie head. Somebody was using the crappie head down here. That could have been me. I don't know. No, I used a live bluegill the last time I was here. I want to use a live crappie. But as you know, it gets colder. I think they're more after cut bait. We'll throw this one to the other side. Not real deep. That's probably about 3 foot deep. And I have confidence. If we throw around, we might get one. Maybe. Might get lucky today. Hey, Silly Salmon, welcome in. How's it going, guys? Having a good morning? So apparently, I got a comment last night or this morning about my members' videos. Apparently, YouTube is pushing them. They're trying to get their money. I don't really make much off of it. But they got mad because I was trying to make them pay for watch a video. But it is a members only video. And they do get released later. I just don't like the fact that YouTube's trying to push it on somebody that can't really afford it. I mean, if I had to pay for every membership, there's no way I could do it. I don't think nobody else could either, but I try to make mine as low as possible, 99 cents. I don't even want to charge that, really. Now we got to put a jig on or something, see? Yeah. Hey, Tony, what's going on? Good morning, buddy. Yeah, YouTube's pushing. Yeah, they get their little 30% cut off that 99 cents I make. So, you know, I'm making big time money on that. I had to get Scotty to make my weights the last time because, heck, I can't even afford those. Those get pretty expensive when you throw them like I do. It's not really throwing them, it's not getting them back is the problem. They're getting to be about $1 a piece now. They're about as bad as the hooks. You're right, Silly Salmon. They got them. They just do what they want, I guess. If it benefits them, they're okay. If it hurts the content creator, who cares? I think we're going to tie a jig on, maybe throw something around here. These crappie, I'm surprised you haven't seen one splash yet. One day they're eating on top water. I decided to use 6-pound line, so just in case I catch something big, but 2-pound line usually works pretty good. But I tell you, you lose a lot of jigs breaking off. Good to get on some catfish last night, though. Let's make sure we're. Sometimes you got to put it on live chat. All messages. Hey, Mode, how's it going? You had better luck figuring out a female than you would YouTube. Oh, that's pretty funny, Silly Salmon. Hope there's no women in here. Oh. No wonder my content has no women. Laugh at jokes like that. Oh. Definitely ain't making a video, so you know they probably should be biting. We're just doing a live stream. Some silly guy forgot the SD card. You'd think I've been on the same SD cards the whole time I've been on YouTube, so it's pretty interesting. I should have bought another one. Those ain't too pricey. They're a lot cheaper nowadays. How's it going? I think we're behind here probably. Hunting and stuff. Welcome in. Just as well live by the water. It's okay. My wife's right beside me. Of course. Well, my drag going. I'm hung up somewhere. Don't you love it when you're wrapped up around the reel? I kind of like these Carbon X reels. I thought they broke it in. Finally got it broken in. It was kind of rough at first. I wasn't liking it too much because it wasn't as smooth as the Shimano. After running it for about a year, it seems to work better. But when the Shimano gets rough, there's no curing it. It gets wet, it's done for a day or two. There's something that splashed. I haven't figured out what's splashing yet. I thought it was crappie, but you never know. Gotta go. No problem. No problem, silly salmon. Gotta be right back. We are catfishing officially, but we are going to try for some crappie too. I done forgot my GoPro camera. I can't make a video off of it. Maybe we can get some fish in here. I'm still wanting to use a live crappie for bait too. The deepest hole here for a good section of the river. But sometimes they move out as soon as it starts getting colder. But I've known to catch them all the way to November. In shallow spots. It's tough getting old. 2-pound line's almost impossible to see, guys. This is not hunting and stuff. This is a small river. Smaller, it's more like a creek. I don't know, you can see the other side, I think. I think you're just, yeah, you can see the other side way down there. You can see it gets real small up there. Now see, I fished off that island, caught one right over here where I got my bait now, but that was chicken liver, and that's a lot warmer day. This is catfish it's pretty much every fish you can catch here. You can catch everything. When they're biting. When they're not biting, not so much. I did find a hook over here, looks like a wacky worm. We will pick that up because I like free stuff because I don't get no money off all this stuff. That's not a wacky rig, but I'll take it. I'll wear. It's rigged up to do wacky rig. It looks like it's got a slot right there. I've never seen that in the worm with a slot right there in the side. many people we got in? We got 5 people and 5 likes. I appreciate it, guys. Free worm, and I like that's kind of like a kale hook there. I kind of like that. That'll work for the smaller catfish too. That'll work this winter when they barely bend the rod tip. All right, it's been let's see, how long has it been? They're cutting off the top of my screen. It's been 15 minutes where we'll move them out. Hey, doing pretty good. Doing pretty good, silly salmon. We had a great night last night on Sunday Night Bites. 4 catfish, and Scotty caught, I don't know how many carp. He caught almost double-digit carp. I think it was about 9 or 10 maybe. Possibly more. We lost so many. It was crazy. Crazy. 10 people in. Appreciate it, guys. 6 thumbs up. So we tore them up last night. I don't like to overfish a spot very often. So we'll probably be there next weekend too. Possibly. Just depends. I kind of got on more in the daytime than I did at night. So apparently that was a fishing spot where the fish were already there. And then at night they move, of course. Catfish they move a lot more at nighttime than they do during the day. Let's throw both rods back out. I don't know if I've lost, you gotta watch it. For some reason, I've always got to sit there and hit top messages all the time. I'm sure every other live streamer does too. We'll throw that. I'll probably got to throw it around until it hit one in the head. It ain't more about the waiting, it's getting the bait right to them. And if they're not having it, they don't move very far. They are pretty lazy during the day. I'm surprised that one hasn't got a bite, really. I tell you, if they were more in the middle, I think they'll be on the structure a little bit more, but let's see, that's a little deeper there, guys. Oh yeah, that's probably about 4 foot, 5 foot there. Some might think that's not very deep water, but it is here on this river. In this section of the river for a good while. Most of the river I can walk down. The water's been so shallow here that you can see the bottom. So this shade offers some stability, some peace of mind to some of these fish. We might throw it over here on this side too. That's one bait this way. We'll get one bait over here. More toward the current. So if they do get a whiff of it downstream, they'll smell it from there because there ain't hardly no current on this side. That will be your best bet of getting a bite. That's the reason I don't like fishing lakes and ponds. You have no scent trail whatsoever. You've actually got to be hitting the fish on the head, or they got to be cruising by the bank. Hey, what's going on, Clayton? Yeah, we got a new channel. Got the new channel up and going. Doing pretty good too with it. I've only made really 2 videos. Done really well. I'm almost halfway there. Halfway there. A little over 400 subscribers and almost 2,000 hours. So I'm halfway there. Just started in July. Haven't done real well on the video, on the live streams, but have done really well on videos. I could do a lot more videos on this channel during the mornings. Thought it was bull dance at first. Let's see if we can get something stirred up here on this area. This is a great spot. And sometimes I can catch some nice ones if they haven't pulled out and went to their wintering hole yet. This is the deepest spot and a good section. Problem is it got real shallow up in there, and there's an island there. Now we have fished on the backside of that island, both sides, and caught fish. So not very many, but there is some. I need to get a hook on to catch some crappie though. Oh yeah, 214. Guerrero. Yes, there is. There is plenty of structure here. Problem is it's not very deep. So that's the... We may throw a piece of bait over there, but it's not real deep or anything. It is right here, and then it goes shallower. So if I think I could fall right on the drop off before it or right on the shallow part before it goes, that'd be a good spot to fish for catfish too. Or right on what you call a ledge, probably. Right now there is nothing biting. I appreciate it, Clayton. I need to get a jig on because these crappie could be biting today as cold as it got. It's supposed to be in the mid 40s this morning, so mid to high 40s. It don't feel as cold as last night, I can tell you that. Let's see if I still got to get to the store, get more jigs. I don't have any more 1/32 jigs, and I might have one here. I mean, I go through them jigs like they're candy when you're using 2-pound line. 6-pound line ain't much better, but the eagle claw hooks will straighten out laced with 6-pound line, sometimes even 4-pound. Hey Justin, welcome in. How's it going? Good morning. I'll fish here till I gotta go home and eat. I gotta go to work. We'll see if there's any crappie here too. I'd like to use one for live bait, but if they ain't biting on cut bait, I don't know if they'll bite on live bait or not. Oh, there's a bite right there on that left rod, guys. Got a little smack. This is a crazy spot for turtles too. Of course, you see the structure over there. But usually I don't see them this time of year as often. Something definitely hit the line though. I've definitely seen a bump on that. You know how it is, bluegill could have hit the line on top or whatever. You know, I just tied that and it broke. That 2-pound line is so tough. Did I see Scotty in there? There's Scotty. What's up, Scotty? Are you getting on any crappie there? Or are you going to try for carp? Heck, you could do both at the same time, probably. Of course, we know the carp will keep you busy. Somebody tried carp here one day. There was corn all over the ground. And the way they opened the can, it seemed like they didn't have a can opener. So. It looks like somebody stayed here last night. There's a little fire here off the A little burnt wood over here off the side. This is one section of the river I have caught a flathead. A few of them. Babies though, just not nothing big. I threw a coffee a little bit. I have to get back home to go to work at 11. Darn it. I gotta leave by 11:30 here. So you're an hour behind me, so we're doing pretty good. You can't catch any carp in the day? Right. You say that. Might throw this Jeff Rose jig. I had Jeff Rose jig in the live last night. That was pretty cool. I like these little paddle tails. These have done the trick for me. They need to be, might need to try a different color though. These are little bitty paddle tails, guys. But the way these crappie been biting, I don't know how they're going to be biting today, but if they even bite, they are a struggle sometimes. I know they're here in this area. I know they ain't moving. There's way too much structure here. That collar does really well in shallow, clear water. And sometimes deep even, but shallow I think is where I've been luck. You never have luck with carp in the cold? Well, Scotty has got on him last night. He's on a choke point, so they have to go through that area. So he took a little advice from me, because I got that choke point up here around that corner. I mean, if the fish want to go in that area, go through here up river, they have to go through that area. So that's what he's fishing. Plus he's using different kinds of carp bait. You might check it out. He's using fruit, a fruit cup or something. That worked half the night. He got on quite a few of them. I know somebody catfished here last night, so I see some cut bait all out here. Looks like they used crappie, because that's what's here. Man, I've caught carp in the cold. I've never used pack bait for them though, really. Usually they bite on worm in the winter. I'm sure they'll bite on the other stuff, but let's try for a crappie real quick. Yeah, you learn as you go. We might shoot it up this way, but I'll probably hang up the rest of my jigs today. We'll have to go get more tomorrow. Well, I know there was a bump on that left rod. We'll see if there's anything biting over here. So we got to lay down behind the camera, and we got to lay down over here. This one here has a log going across it, and I hit it and hung up every time. Interesting thing, that's where the fish are though. Don't know if they'll bite on the Jeff Rose jig. Yeah, I may have to switch 20 jigs on there until I find what they want. Here we got an undercut bank right here, guys. If the water goes up too much, I can't even get to this spot. So this is depending on the water levels. Depending on what they want to see the bait moving. Most of the times they can't. They hit so light they won't even take a float down. We try that one though. That was a little dark in the water in the shade over here, but I'd like to try live bait over in this area. We'll throw it a few times. There's one. There's one failed to it. Sometimes you catch a fish on a live. Sometimes you catch one. I want some buffalo. I've never caught a buffalo. I know somebody that has on the river I was fishing last night, a guy I used to work with, but I don't fish with worm enough, I guess. I guess they bite cut bait too. I don't know. That's just about a little 6-inch crappie there. A little smaller I'd be using for live bait. That would actually work for live bait, but how long's it been? We're talking about another throw, I think. Looks like we did get a hit on the left one. Yeah, Scotty got a buffalo last night. That was pretty cool. He did get his PB weighed 7.5 carp, pound carp. This one looked like it was hit. Don't look like they wanted it, so. I think some of the hits last night I were getting were mud puppies. I don't know if you guys ever had a mud puppy, but I'll catch them in the early fall, late winter, middle winter. Now it's pretty shallow over there. I probably should throw it closer to the structure. Probably a good idea, guys. You're probably right. There could be a catfish down in front of me. Why there ain't no crappie sitting there. This used to be a big laydown right here in front of me, so it's kind of moved off to the side. Threw my whole layout out. It's probably 3 foot deep there. If they're hanging around that structure, maybe they'll get the scent of it. I figured the current over here would make a difference, but it has not. We'll throw her down the middle of the river then. Yeah, pretty deep right there, pretty deep. Not too far from the bank either. Yeah, most of the time I'm just throwing it over top of fish, just like everybody else. Oh, we got him out. We may just eat a nice big gut chunk. Hey, Bill Owens, appreciate it. Good luck. All right, Clayton, appreciate you stopping in and subscribing. Yep, you fish mostly reservoirs. The reservoir was really kicking it for flatheads last week or the week before in September. I didn't get it. The guy called me and said, hey, it was actually Dave all over. He's like, hey, you ready to go fishing? I'm like, no, I'm at work. I'm like, damn, I missed my chance to fish for flatheads. And they were catching some big ones there on the reservoir. That's my luck. That's my luck. It's not too far of a drive. We got 9 people in, 13 thumbs up. Appreciate it, guys. See if we can catch another crappie. If the catfish ain't biting, I'd rather just catch something else too. Meanwhile, my last rod hung up last night, so we'll have to retie it. So I don't have it out right now, but I did want to see if the crappie were at least biting. It was good plus that they bit on this bait, because the last time I was here, they would not bite on nothing. Literally, I mean, I threw the kitchen sink at them. They would not bite on nothing. But usually when it gets colder, the crappie are the only thing biting for me. I don't have any blue catfish. Appreciate it, Bill. Did I lose the chat again? Or we got the last 11 people in. Appreciate it, guys. I'm kind of crappie fishing over here off the side. We're trying to keep an eye on the catfish rods. I did catch one crappie so far. Nothing big, but it's a good sign when you catch one because you know there's others. And sometimes just working your bait, you will find another one. Especially find out what they're wanting. Got one to hit it anyway. I think I went like 3 or 4 days in a row without catching any, so it's... Sometimes I find them on the shallow flat. Sometimes I find them next to structure. Sometimes I find them everywhere. If the fall bite is real, you'll find them everywhere. I've not really seen that. You're always driving, Scotty. I know you're driving home. I don't get a big chat in the morning time, I don't think. Yeah, a lot of people having to go to work or already working and watching. Let's see, 14 people in, 13 thumbs up. I like that. That's how I like to keep it. If you're in the live, we're taking our time out to do this. Least you could do is like it. If you like fishing, I mean, I think you would. I threw it a few times through there. I can't believe we ain't getting any bites, but we did have a nibble, I thought, earlier. I said they may be out of this area. I've been struggling on this little river. But luckily the crappie are here. Hey Terry, good morning. Hope you had a good night's sleep. I think I fell asleep about 4 o'clock in the morning. That's why I have a hard time waking up. I think I got up at 9, maybe. Almost 9. We'll try for a crappie again. I don't seem to like there's any over there. We'll throw over here and see if there's any hanging out. It's a decent spot if I don't get hung up, because the chances of getting hung up is pretty great. Sometimes there's some fish right here. There's an undercut bank. And it's probably 3 to 4 foot deep right in front of me. About 2 exactly in front of me where the undercut bank is. But we're using a Jeff Rose jig. Little paddle tail. It's kind of a grayish blue color. The blue does really well on this river, it seems. But so does white. White does really well. Of course, I don't think it gets any better than white for crappie. There's a bite on this rod, guys. Oh, I mean, I threw over it. That's why. Am I hung up on it somewhere? Yeah. You doofus. This never happens in real life. Nobody ever does this kind of thing. Here, I thought I was getting a bite. And that would have been cool. Crappie and a catfish at the same time. We'll look at it. I threw over it again. No, I am getting a bite. I am getting a bite on that one. Oh crap, we threw over the limb there. Let me go back to chat. I think we're getting a bite though. I think that did move. We'll tighten it up a little bit. That's kind of a weird bite too. It's like a turtle / flathead bite. Think you're going to fish tomorrow? Little plumbing job and working on some fishing gear. What's up? Oh, drilled some brick, did some plumbing. One job of the day done. Awesome. You got one thing done. The only thing I got done was wake up, put on a little makeup because I wanted to. Wake up and go fishing. That's what I wanted to do today. I wanted to catch some crappie and maybe some catfish. The catfish are still up in the air. I don't think they've woke up yet. Somebody did catfish here last night, so who knows? They may have caught them all. Who knows? I've never had much luck here at nighttime, but got to get some plumbing parts. Oh yeah, that's the tough part. Finding what you need sometimes. Tub drain and stopper assembly. Huh, interesting. Man of all trades. I hope I didn't ruin the bite by hanging up on it. Might put another bait on. Yeah, the catfish were biting last night, that's for sure. Having to get it's what's a pain in the burrow. I ain't never seen you say burrow before, but that was pretty funny. That's classic right there. Yeah. Yeah, we got on some last night. I was glad to throw for shad and actually get some. All I do is go around that pond and look for bubbles. You can pretty much do the same thing for crappie. You see a bubble, there is something under that water making it. A lot of times. Sometimes you got gas and stuff coming up, or air coming up through the bottom, but or a bunch of white little foamy things where there was bubbles. If you haven't thrown there before, they're more than likely there's a fish under there. Well, that's how I find them. I don't throw 5 billion times because all you're going to do is scare them. Have to spur the burrow on down the line. Half a burrow. Oh, you got a nice little clog then, huh? That sounds it. I see what you're saying. I was talking about clogs, but that a pain in the burrow. Learn something new all the time. We'll throw this bait a couple more times. We might put on monkey milk or something too. 10 likes, 15 likes and 10 people in. We got on them last night. Scotty got on the carp. I got on the catfish. It was last time I got on catfish like that, the police came and got me and kicked me out of the park. It was going to be my best day ever, and they kicked me out of the park. The bite was still going. It's crazy. Wish I could have got that on camera. We did get it on live though. Now they don't bother me. It don't make any sense to me. I think they're just cracking down on the homeless people. There was a guy down from me. A couple times I went this summer. The bite sucks in the summertime there. The bite's only there in the winters. That's some things you got to know. Sometimes the bites are good at certain places at certain times. Winter, fall, and spring's a good time there. 4 people in. Appreciate it, guys. I know I'm just talking nonsense, but I forgot my SD card, Scotty, so that's a good thing we're not catching anything. We did catch 1 crappie. I don't like staying away from the camera very long. Some people just like to watch me fish, I guess. Hey, 7 people in, appreciate it. I'm gonna go over here and throw for some crappie. I got 2 catfish rods out with shad on them. Don't seem to be doing good. I threw them out, I think that's the 3rd time. I think we may have had a nibble or 2, and that's about it. It's kind of like the Dead Sea. But after a cold front like this, you don't know how everything's going to react. The next day might be good, may be bad. It's actually warmer than it was last night because at least the sun's out now. My loose chat, my lost chat. Oh, it's still there. All right, we're going to throw for some crappie. Heck with it. Let's catch something. You never know, I might not get a big catfish on. This line almost looks like it's straight down. We catch small enough crappie, I might throw it on live. Not that I'll catch anything. Just because. Oh, I was lucky. I threw it over top of that tree. You guys can't even see probably over here. We'll move over a little bit. Oh, I was getting a bite. Let's try again. I know there's some fish over there. There gotta be. Come on. Crappie, crappie, crappie. Come on, kitty, kitty, kitty. I think I had a paddle tail in my pocket from the last time I was fishing here. Or it might be from last spring. I have some bait in here from last spring. Did I throw over top of that line again? You gotta be kidding me. I hooked it up and everything. What the hell? I need to move that catfish rod. It's causing too much disturbance in my throwing. And of course I wrapped it around the wrong way. It's tough getting old and you can't see. Well, 2-pound line's tough to see, but the green line is easy. We will move that darn bait thing, get any bites there anyway. Just because I'm crazy and keep hitting it. Well, process of elimination. If they're not there, or there. They gotta be somewhere. Let's throw it on the end of this tree here. Did I get it around the tree? Hope not. Probably did. Yeah, there's a chip of a tree out there. Looks like somebody was using worm too here. See a worm on the ground. Well, let's see. I have caught catfish over there. We'll try it over there. They just don't seem to be biting today. That one moved, didn't it? Moved on me. Don't get me excited like that. Switch baits real quick. I try 50 different baits and finally get on something. Hey, Too Loco, I haven't seen you in a long time, brother. Hope you've been doing good. You see that deer down there, guys? Let me zoom in. You see that deer down there on the island? Well, down there. There you go, Josie. Missed that deer. There he's walking out of the way now. I didn't see no horns though. But it's pretty cool because sometimes I fish down there, so that's pretty interesting. Well, we caught one crappie so far, so we haven't not officially skunked, but we are on catfish. It's kind of a process of elimination, right, for catfish, but after that cold front going through last night, I didn't know how everything would respond. I figured the crappie bite might get better. Seemed like the catfish bite was on last night. All right, got one person in. It says, haven't seen you in a long time, Too Loco. How you doing? Hope you're in there. Could be Scotty though. Let's try a different bait. Find one that hits it more consistently. I'll try my go-to real quick. And sometimes they don't hit on it either. So oh, well, I have to check. Got 6 people in now. All right, we got 2 baits out for catfish. We are going to throw a crappie jig out too, just because there are crappie here. As you see, there's lots of structure. Well, it was just a deer down there. That's always cool to see in the morning times when you're out fishing. You know I'm here. Did you see? Oh, you probably didn't get to see that deer though. He's probably too far away. Even with the GoPro, you can't see nothing. If it's 20 feet away, you can barely picture it. I've had him just right down from me, down the bank from me here. You can't see him. They blend in pretty well though. A lot of structure. You had to look through the structure. Man, I haven't seen Too Loco since last year in the wintertime, I think. I haven't seen him anywhere. I remember that was his name, Too Loco 16. He probably don't remember me. I remember him fly fishing for all kinds of fish that you wouldn't think you'd catch with a fly rod. All right, we're going to throw a bobby garland. What do you think, Scotty? Should I put a float on and lose it? Not that I don't plan on doing, but I probably will lose the rest of my jigs today. Maybe the bite's better on the bigger river now. That's what it seems like. I know there's winter spots that I definitely have better luck in the winter and spring and colder weather. I don't recognize you being on this channel. I was going to go live on this channel last night, so I was thinking, man, I need the watch hours. I would have got a lot of watch hours last night, Scotty. I'll probably be in the same situation I was last time. Lots of view hours and no subscribers. Only 500 subscribers. Oh, something jumped out there. The fish ain't jumping like they were the last couple of days though, but the bite has really sucked here for a while, so it's not a. But at least I did catch one. I mean, sometimes one is sometimes tough to get here. Sometimes they're on fire though. It doesn't matter what you throw. Those crappie are like finicky. They can hit your bait 10 times and then just stop and not hit nothing. But they're still there if they didn't move. It's like this bobby garland. I know they'll see it if I don't get hung up. Somebody caught some down here and we're using it for bait. Because that's what you catch down here. This time of year, minnows is a pretty good option too, I would bet. I need to use my light rod because I don't have to throw very far here, but it does come in handy for the long throws. Come on, catfish rods, you can do it. Do a little vertical jigging. Sometimes they're will come up for it right in front of me. Yeah, the bite is not on today for crappie or catfish, it don't seem. But you never know when they might start. They're not in this lay down, they probably had another lay down. Well, we just screwed the hooch on that one. Let's see if we can get over here and get it out. You know, it's time to. Oh, darn, I heard that. Well, that didn't work. 2 pound line just doesn't. Couple pulls and it's broke. I didn't even try to break it. All I tried to do was get it out of the snag. I was doing the old bow and arrow pull. That was supposed to be maybe he. I don't know what that means. I'm guessing your spell check is going crazy there. I'm guessing your spell check's going. Hey, we got 3 people in, 16 likes though. Yeah, the new channel just don't. They don't get the views. Oh, I got some bigger jigs now. I don't know. We could try throwing a hair tie jig. It's a little bigger than I hoped for, but we throw that worm I found. Somebody else had luck on it. We might too. They didn't leave me no floats though, darn them. Didn't leave me no floats today. Them special floats, you know, that you find, go to them spots you may never get nothing back. Of course, that's where all my floats go. Just trying to keep an eye on that catfish rod. Yeah, I don't know what that means, Scotty. I don't know if you're talking about me or Too Loco. But I know you're driving. So, driving home. That's a bite, guys. That's catfish, I know that. Pretty good one, guys. Heck yeah, there's a catfish, Scotty. Just gotta wait long enough to get one. That guy seems like a pretty good one. Or he's just fighting to beat hell. There's a lot of top water action over there going on. I don't know if a bunch of bait fish just come through or what. Hey, we ain't going home skunked. Not too bad, not too bad. He ain't huge. But he's not a bad catfish to start the day. Get the skunk off the bank anyway. I knew you were in here, buddy. You're just playing hard to get. Playing hard to get, man. There's one, guys. One catfish on the bank. It went through his whisker, wrapped it up around the line. You know, they like wrapping themselves in the line as soon as they get bit. Hooked up in the net, of course. So it went through his whisker. And it's just really whisker hooked, really. That's just pretty much almost in the whisker. It shouldn't be too hard to pull out, but that's a soft area. But darn it, if it's not easy. It's not easy. Keep an eye on that other rod. One reason it's not easy is because a 3-aught hook is tough to get your hand on. All right, there he is, guys. Just a little bitty guy. Nice little channel cat. We'll take him for the nice little skunk buster. Thank you for getting whisker hooked, buddy. You took that rod down like a champ. Let's throw her out. Let him go. Let him grow again some other day. Might be able to see better over here. See you later, buddy. He slimed me up pretty good. Well, maybe they are biting, Scotty. There's my bait. We'll throw it back out. Well, got one anyway. Appreciate it, Scotty. I fished about 11:30 Eastern time, 10:30, or probably that's probably 12:30 or 10:30 Central time. See what time it is. So I got about 20 more minutes or so, maybe a little longer. Sometimes I'll stay a little bit longer. We'll rehook that bait and see if we can catch another one on. So sometimes I gotta throw that, you gotta throw that bait out more than one spot. You just can't just sit there and wait on them in the daytime. You gotta throw it to them in the daytime. Which I have learned. I mean, sometimes even at nighttime, they won't move an inch sometimes, but at nighttime they do move more. We're gonna throw it on that tree again. It's a big tree coming all the way across the river from the other side. I almost have to hit the tip of it. All right, that time we didn't get as close, but we got within a couple feet. And of course, it'll have to sink. But the good thing about a tree out there, water has to go over top of it. A lot of times there'll be a hole underneath that tree. If that tree's on top of the water, still, when the water's up, the water has to rush over top of that tree, and it does make a nice little hole underneath of it for them to sit. This one ain't having any luck. Maybe we'll throw it over that way too. We did throw it up toward that way earlier. Once you find them, you want to put your baits where they are, of course. Not far enough. We want to get as close to the tree as we can. Water's fairly shallow over there right now, but has went up like a few inches or so, maybe an inch. We're in the negative numbers here on the river. I'll be darned if I can't throw any farther. Oh well. We'll have to see if they'll come running for it. That's in front of the tree, so maybe to draw them out. The scent will get to them. Like I said, sometimes they won't come running though. That reel's about shot, so. Plus you get to hear it really well with my microphone on my chest here. Well, that's the, I don't know what reel you're talking about. Probably the second one or the first one. I don't know. You might have been talking about the first one. Nah, you never need new bearings, just oil them. Getting the bite though on it. Let's get down there and look. That was sure enough was another bite. Looked like somebody was running with it, maybe. Running toward me. Could be another little dude over there. You never know. A lot of times I'll find two catfish in a hole. Sometimes you can find more than two. Both not good. Yeah, I probably need to oil them up pretty good. Haven't oiled them for a while. That and they went through a lot of rain last night. They went through a short rain before the live last night. That was a bite on that other rod though. I seen it moving. The line went slack a little bit. That reminds you of a turtle right there though. So we got a little bit longer. I'm gonna try for a crappie too, but ain't nothing like trying to catch a fish and getting another fish. Yeah, the other one I have to replace. It's PC fun. If I keep having problems with it, it will have to be replaced with another Abu. I'm just gonna quit buying cheaper reels. They ain't saving me no money. It did last 2 years, and it is a great reel. But if you can't find, you know, I'd have to order parts for it. Who knows if that's going to fix the problem. If you can even order parts. I think you can, though. I heard you can. It's just not as easy as you can, like Abus and stuff. other name brands. Here we got a, could have been just fish hit the line too. Here we got a little marabou jig. Yeah, it's getting a bite. Come on. Are you a turtle? What's going on? Something playing with it, guys. Got a player, not a swallower. Was having that problem last night. Had a couple players. I didn't want to take the bait. Deer turtle, turtle, turtle. Yeah, exactly. But you never know, Scotty. Those catfish can be surprising, especially on a little different rig like that. Because there, it should be off the bottom a little bit. Because that's a loop knot rig. I call Kentucky rig. Which is the same thing as a high-low rig, but only got one rig on it. I can't afford to lose two hooks at the same time. I'd rather just lose one. That, and we're not talking very deep water. If they can't see the bait 6 inches off the bottom, they ain't gonna be above it. Surprised the other one ain't got a bite. But yeah, there is a lot of turtles here. He probably stole the bait like crazy. Deer, turtle, turtle, turtle. Something jumped out in front of him. We'll throw that jig over here. Probably should be throwing some topwater smallmouth fishing. They should be in this area right here. I brought a rod and reel combo for $30 almost 20 years ago. Still going strong. Don't use it much. Oh yeah, they made them strong back then though. They made them a little stronger than what they are now. But the ugly stick is, they are darn good I think, strong wise. I would recommend those to any fisherman, in my opinion, especially a new fisherman, because if you're using braid for sure, because you will break a rod tip in a heartbeat with braid, because you can use a lot heavier line, what your rod is rated for. If you lift that rod tip too high, it will snap off. I've done it myself a few times. Still, we're out in the middle. Maybe we get action out there. There was, when I was catching that fish, there was all kinds of bait fish jumping over there. I mean, it looked like a whole school. One day I reeled in the whole rod and reel off the bottom of the lake. Exact same. Hey, that's pretty cool. Somebody didn't have it in the rod holder. I know what that means. Or they didn't get the rod holder in the ground very good. We'll have to check the old turtle bite there. Haven't seen him bite again though. Let's do this crappie jig one time over here. We got a little bit more time left. That sounds pretty cool. I've caught a couple rods catfishing. Some of them I've just found on the bank. Somebody forgot it. Left it at nighttime probably. Nothing like a good ugly stick though. I wish I'd find one of those. They're hard to beat. Hard to beat. So that first rod here is an ugly stick. the shorter one. That's a Catfish ugly stick. And I use it because it's white. I've not been able to break or tear it up. They do, the newer models do, if you fish a lot, they do need to have the tip replaced within about a year. They will start grooving up. Pretty much all the ugly sticks are like that now. They use stainless, but it's not a heavy stainless. Of course, fishing on the bank, you get a lot of sand and stuff on your line. So when you're reeling it in, even worse, I mean, it definitely even worse with braid, but it will groove it in no time with braid. But being on the bank is a totally different story than being on a boat or a kayak. That when it rains, all that sand down here on the ground, mud, will get up on your reel and in the line, and you'll be reeling that in, and that friction will cause wear in your rod tip and other rod guides, but mainly the rod tip. And it'll wear your reel out quicker too. We got 4 people in, 16 thumbs up. Appreciate it, guys. It's a pretty new channel. Pretty new channel. I mainly fish it on the weekends only on the other channel. Not even weekend, just Sunday. Yeah, I'd like to have some of the old Catfish rods that they used to make. They're a lot heavier than what they make now. They make stuff a little lighter. There, I heard something jump way out there. Sun's starting to hit now, so that's why I normally leave early too. That's another, once the sun gets over here, there ain't nothing biting at all. Or at least to think that, but sometimes, you know, when I leave, I'm pretty sure the bite comes on. It goes both ways. We might need to check that bait. We'll throw for a crappie one more time over here. Either get hung up again or whatever. He may be already on there. Just not moving. Had catfish like that plenty of time. This just usually too big a bait for the crappie sometimes. Come on, bite it again. Guess I didn't get it close enough for the other one to draw him out of that tree. Of course, Scotty knows you got a tree on top of the water, you're going to have a turtle somewhere. Right, old Scotty. I pretty much got a wade in my other spot, I think, for crappie. Might be kind of interesting. Last year I could do it. Let's see if we can this year. Sometimes the first cold front comes through, they don't bite. The next one, they will bite. They will pile up real good. There's a hang up. Well, so much for the marabou jig. We'll throw that in. Hey, Gator. Scotty knows all about turtles. Nice dad. Don't know what that means, but thank you. I am a pretty good dad, I like to think. Kids might not think so when I'm yelling at them, but it's for their own good. We'll see if it's turtle. We'll see what the bait looks like, Scotty. Could have been. I am from Indonesia. Oh, cool. Appreciate it. Thank you. We're in Indiana here, actually, but I do get a lot of views from India and Indonesia. Sometimes Canada. Welcome in, welcome in. Got 7 viewers, 16 thumbs up, appreciate it. We did catch 1 crappie and 1 channel cat. And there was something biting on that taller rod there. You know, we got a chance to catch 1 more fish, I think. Possibly. It's almost 11:30, so we're going to give her about 10 more minutes. We'll throw it back out, though. I've caught fish in the last 10 minutes and been late from lunch. It has happened. Let's check this bait out. I'm pretty sure, like he said, it was a turtle because it moved on the bottom. The fish will swim with it too, but turtles like to walk with it. Now look at the bait, Scotty. I don't really see anything, so I don't know what's going on. Don't really see any bite marks. They just didn't want it, whatever it was. Could have been a stick, Scotty. I don't know. The way it was biting several times. I think it was more than that. We'll throw it out from the tree, maybe. Too far, too far. Let's get her in. That's too far. There we go. Try it there. It gets shallower up behind it. The deeper is under it, because I know I've been on that side. I've actually waded across there. It's not very deep past that tree. And you may have seen me out off that island right there too. And that island, that's new for this year. It wasn't there last year. Well, I'm not wasting any bait today, I can tell you that. We're on the same 2 pieces of bait. Let's see if we can get this one farther across there, over there by the tree. I think I did it. I hope I didn't go over it. Don't know. We'll just have to see. It may be too shallow there today. If the river was up another foot, I think we'd have a look there. All right. What do we do? All right, 5 people in, 18 thumbs up. Appreciate it, guys. We do have our gloves on today. It's a little cooler. Plus, it helps the slime, what have you. Helps hold catfish a lot easier, I can tell you that. All right, we got about 10 minutes, 10-minute countdown. Let's get the shad back in. I can use it again tomorrow. Yell at me if I'm getting a bite, because I'm starting to pack everything up. Should have brought my other camera. Big bass boy. We are using shad, yep. Could have cut a crappie up, but seems like they're just biting on shad right now. But I do catch quite a few on crappie this time of year, because the crappie are usually pretty thick around this area, of course. It's a lot of structure. We got deep, shallow water, we got rocks, and we got wood. So we got the best of everything. Then we've got somewhat of a current behind the camera. I don't know if we can see anything behind the camera, but so no, you can't really see anything. Yeah, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. We did catch one, maybe about 3-4 pounds, maybe more of like a 3-pounder in my opinion, but have caught some flatheads. Nothing big here, but there has been some flatheads. I did catch my PB in this, around this area, about 14-pound channel. Actually, right off that that log going out in the water. I don't know if you guys can actually see that log where I'm fishing. Try to zoom in. Well, you can't really see it if I zoom in. You can see that tree sticking up. Where's my finger at on here? Tree sticking up right there. That log comes out from the other side there, and there's usually a couple fish under there. That day there was a nice one. Well, we got one on the end of it, of that tree. It's not real deep over there, but under that tree, there's a hole. Just like most trees in the water, there'll be a hole under it. Not always, but sometimes. Especially since the current is always going through that area more than it is on this side. Well, we got a chance to catch one more, guys. We are fishing in Indiana, and you're a big bass boy, and this is also a great smallie area too. Pretty decent for smallies also, and crappie, and gar, and turtles. Turtles might outnumber all of them, but that's just because if you're using cut bait, you will find a turtle. Line's moving a little bit. I think that's the wind. Even with these bad eyes, I can see 20, 25-pound big game solar collector line. I cannot see clear line at all anymore. Indiana, where are you fishing? Where are you at? We're gonna go a little longer though. Don't want to be late for lunch. I think it was vegetable soup going on today. 3 people in, 18 likes. Appreciate it, guys. Pretty new channel here. I've started in July. So I want to do a few more fishing lives here in the morning times. Might be a little warmer than fishing at night. At least when the sun comes out, but that's usually when the bite dies anyway. Here, kitty, 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 kitty. Well, we know we had another bite earlier. Now there being a struggle. Might have to throw it one more time. I don't think we have time though. Scott, oh, there's a shake on that rod. What happened there? I think something out in front of it hit the line. Sometimes that's what we get. Will be leaves hitting the line. There ain't very many leaves falling here yet. Don't know about your guys' area, but there's not been a whole lot of falling. But when there is, I'll be catching a lot of leaves on my lines. It'd be hard to figure out when you've got a bite like that. There's another one, guys. Right there by that tree. Oh yeah. Heck yeah, guys. Heck yeah. Keep him out of my other line, maybe. We'll see. He feels even better on this rod because this rod's a Catfish ugly stick. And he's pretty far away. He's coming right at me though. Where are you, buddy? Let's get the net. Get the net. I gotta get the net close to me. Come on, buddy. I knew we had a chance to catch another one. Man, he's fighting. There he is. Oh, he guy's bigger. That's a bigger one. Woo! Woo, guys, that's a bigger one. There you go, Scotty, number 2. Heck yeah, guys. 5 people watching. Well, can't have everything. Number 2 on the bank, and it's about that time to go home. So if you didn't watch all the way through, you wouldn't get to see this guy here. And of course the hook got caught in the net, so that's gonna be a pain. We'll just have to see if we can get the hook out first and go from there. I may be late for lunch. This guy here ain't too bad. This is a nice channel cat here. He got the hook in him good. I will tell you, he did at that. He got it in his bottom lip. And that is a real bony area. But we got that hook out. Now he's gonna go crazy, going real crazy. You got the line wrapped around your tail, buddy. Don't do that again. All right, this guy's about 8. That guy's at least 8 pounds, guys. Let's step back, cause there we go. We're not even measuring. How much you think he weighs, guys? I'd say about 7 or 8 pounds. Let you look at his belly. Oh yeah. There you go, Scotty. One for the road. If you didn't stay for the last one, you missed this one. We'll weigh him out. I'm losing equipment here. Get back in the box there. Kind of in a hurry. Right, hunting and stuff? Thought you'd be here. All right, there. We'll zero it out. All right, here we go. 8.10. So I was right, about 8 pounds. Sometimes I can guess. I'm usually way under on my guesses, but best way to end the show. Man, I wish I had my camera now. There we go, guys. Last one. Appreciate you coming by. We're going to let him go. Maybe next time I'll catch him, he'll get bigger. Hoping that one will go down while I was catching this one. Oh, son of a... Splashed the hell out of me. Alright. If we catch another one, I'll just have to turn it back on. Alright, guys. Appreciate it, guys. Hit that thumbs up if you can't. I did catch 2 catfish in probably a couple hours. It says 1 hour and 35 minutes. Alright. Catch you later, guys. Thanks, hunting and stuff. Thank you, Scotty. Appreciate you guys. Now, to get home before my wife kills me.